Elliot, how are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling happy.
Would you like to share why?
Yes,
Why are you happy?
because I'm happy because I get to watch my favorite TV show.
And what's your favorite TV show?
The Secret.
Oh, well, that sounds like fun that you get to watch your favorite TV show. Thank you for sharing. Would anybody else like to share how they're feeling today and why? Eileen, go ahead.
I am feeling happy
Why?
because I am seeing Netflix.
Did you say Netflix?
Netflix.
Oh, I see. Thank you for sharing. Would anybody else like to share how they're feeling today? Stephen, is that your hand?
Yes,
How are you feeling, Stephen?
happy because I'm trying to finish my homework.
You want to finish your homework
Mm-hmm.
in your math workbook?
Mm-hmm.
Have you been working hard on that? Thank you for sharing, Stephen. Would anybody else like to share how they're feeling? Paola, is that your hand up?
No.
No. Anybody else? It's okay if we don't have anyone else share. Thank you for sharing how you're feeling. I am happy to hear that so many of you guys are feeling happy. I'm feeling happy too because I am really excited about how I was able to make our classroom on the computer. Okay, we are done with our share. So say it with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, check. And now it is time for our activity. What have we been learning about during math over the last couple of days? Raise your hand if you want to share. What have our math videos been all about? Elliot, what have we been learning about?
We are learning about like time.
Time. Exactly. We've been learning all about time. So let's go and learn a little bit more about time today by learning about how to tell time on the hour. So yesterday we spent some time talking about the parts of the clock. We talked about how the circular analog clock has a face and it has hands that move. We also talked a little bit about digital clocks. Today we're going to learn how to use a clock to tell the time by watching a Brain Pop video. So let's see and learn a little bit more about telling time on the hour. That's when we say things like it's 1 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock, that's the hour. So let's learn a little bit more about how to tell time on the hour. This probably is something that sounds familiar if you've been watching the math videos on the website. Hold on 1 second. Hugh and Hyundai just got into morning meeting. Good morning, Hyundai. Good morning, Hugh. You guys are just in time. We are about to do our activity, and our activity today is a Brain Pop video that's going to teach us more about telling time on the hour. So you might have watched the math videos yesterday to learn a little bit more about this, but this is going to teach us about how we tell time when it's an hour, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's not going to tell us about the minutes yet. We're just going to learn about the hours. So let's get started with our Brain Pop video. And let's learn about how to tell time on the hour.
No, Moby, it's not time for lunch yet. Look at the clock. How can you tell time? When you tell time, you look at the little hand first. That's the hour hand. The hour hand is on the 9. Next, you look at the big hand. That's the minute hand. The minute hand is on the 12. So the time is exactly 9 o'clock in the morning. O'clock means of the clock. We go to the computer lab at 10 o'clock and go to the library at 11 o'clock. Moby, those aren't our bags. How do you write the time? Now the time is 3 o'clock. I can write 3 o'clock using words or write it using numbers and words. I can also write the time using only numbers. Well, first I write the hour, so that's 3. Then I add a colon to separate the hours from the minutes. Finally, I write how many minutes are past the hour. It's exactly 3 o'clock, so there are 0 minutes past the hour. You write the time to 2 places, so I write zeros in the ones place and the tens place. How does time change from 1 hour to the next? We've got to wait 1 hour for the lasagna. Well, there are 60 minutes in an hour, and it's 5 o'clock now. It takes 60 minutes for the minute hand to go all the way around while the hour hand moves from the 5 to the 6. So the lasagna will be done at 6 o'clock. Wait a minute. Now I'm a little confused. Well, there are 24 hours in the day, but there are only 12 numbers on a clock. Right, Moby. The hour hand goes around the clock twice in one day. That's why we have an 8 o'clock in the morning and an 8 o'clock at night. 12 o'clock at night is called midnight because it's in the middle of the night. 12 o'clock during the day is called noon. Hey, it's noon now. Grab your lunchbox, Moby. Let's go. Moby, what was that?
Okay, I'm actually gonna stop sharing my screen for a second, and I'm gonna make my screen big. Can you guys all see me? So I have a little clock here, and this clock has 2 arrows. It has a red arrow and a blue arrow, and it's the shape of a circle. This circle right here is called the face of the clock. The face is usually the shape of a circle. It has these 2 arrows, which are called hands. It has a short hand and a long hand. The long hand is called the minute hand. And if you look closely, there's tiny little numbers on the edge of my circle, and those are the minutes. There's 60 minutes in an hour. This short hand is called the hour hand, and it points to the big red numbers, which are the hours. And as the hour hand moves, the minute hand moves too. So right now, my hour hand is pointed to the 10, and my minute hand is pointed to the 12, but if you look above the 12, you can see that it's a 60. Those are the minutes. When we have our hour hand pointing to a number, that tells you the hour. And when the minute hand is pointing straight up to the 12, that means it's going to be exactly that hour. So right now, my clock is showing 10 o'clock, which is the time we start morning meeting every day. As my minute or my hour hand, as my minute hand starts to move, my hour hand moves with it. Do you see how they're moving at the same time? And when the minute hand has gone all the way around the clock, the hour has changed. So after the minute hand passes all of those 60 minutes, the hour hand goes to the next hour. So after 10 o'clock becomes 11 o'clock. And just like in the Brain Pop video, we talked about how there's a 10 o'clock in the morning, which we just had because it's a little bit past 10 o'clock. There's also a 10 o'clock at night. The next hour will be 11 o'clock. At school, you used to be in specials at 11 o'clock. And then there was an 11 o'clock at night, which I hope none of you guys are awake for because that's late at night. If the minute hand keeps moving, you can see the hour hand moves too, and then pretty soon it's 12 o'clock. When it's 12 o'clock, the minute hand and the hour hand are on top of each other. They're both pointing to the 12. And it keeps going like that all day long. The minute hand keeps moving, and as the minute hand moves, then it passes 60 minutes and becomes the next hour. And it keeps going like that all day long. We're gonna take a look at some clocks in a couple of days on morning meeting, and it's gonna be your job to look at the clock and think about what time it is. So remember, we can tell the time to the hour by looking at where the short hour hand is pointing. If it's pointing to the 2 and the minute hand is pointing to the 12, we can say it's 2 o'clock, okay? This might be a little confusing, and I know it's hard to learn when we're looking at a clock on my computer, but if you are watching the math videos on the website, this will help you too. You'll learn how to tell time, and I'm sure a lot of your families can help you learn how to tell time as well. And we're gonna practice in the next couple of days, okay? So let me go back and share my screen. Hyundai and Diego and Hugh, before you joined morning meeting, I shared with friends that morning meeting might look a little different because instead of just looking at a white screen, I turned our computer into our classroom. So you might notice when I click to the next screen that it looks just like our classroom used to look at school. And there's our classroom. Okay. Now that we're done with our activity, let's say it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, check. And now it is time for us to do our message. So let's read our message together. I want you to read it with me, just like we used to read it. It's going to be in yellow, so you can read along with me as we click through our message. Here we go. Ready? May 20th, 2020. Good morning, friends. Today is Wednesday. Today we are learning at home. Mark my words. Love, Miss Harrington. So today we're going to look at some words just like the words you've been seeing in Cooking Words with Miss G. We're going to see words that might have a long vowel and a silent E. And you also might see words that have an ing or ed suffix. So we are going to look at 3 words. We're going to tap them out, and then I need you guys to help me think about how to mark them. So let's take a look at our words. Let's look at our word at the top and let's tap it out. Before we tap it out, what do you see at the end of this word? Katerine? Sorry, Katerine, you were muted. What did you see?
Seen.
Yes, you're reading it, but tell me, what do you see at the end of the word right here?
The ing.
The ing, ing, that is the suffix. So when we see a word that ends in our suffix ing, remember, we're not going to tap that word, that part of the word out. That is the suffix. We have to tap the base word and then we drag it together. You guys have been tapping words out like this for a while, so you should be able to tap it out with me. Here we go. Ready? Ing, singing, singing. Let's say it again. Ready? Ing, singing. When we were at school, I could hear you singing when you went to music class. Let's think about how to mark the word singing. What should we mark in the word singing? I see one hand. Let's see who else is ready to share. What should we mark in the word singing? Eileen.
You need to mark the 2 ings.
I need to mark the 2 ings. How should I mark them?
with a square.
I'm going to put a square around the first ing because it's a glued sound. The second ing is also a glued sound, but it's also a suffix. So instead of putting a box around the second ing, I'm going to circle the second ing so we know it's a suffix. Is there anything else we need to mark in this word? Let's think about the base word. What's the base word, Hyundai? Hold on, Hyundai, you're not unmuted. Hyundai, what's the base word?
Sing.
Sing. And remember, we want to think about if it's a closed syllable or not. So is sing a closed syllable? To be a closed syllable, it has to have one vowel and there has to be a consonant after the vowel. Does sing meet that rule? Hyundai?
Yes.
Yeah. So when we mark it, we're going to mark that it's a closed syllable, just like this. So we circle the ing suffix, we put a box around ing, the glued sound, and then we mark the base word, sing, and instead of just putting a line under the base word, we can scoop it and say it's a closed syllable. Let's look at our second word. This should be a pretty easy word for us to tap out because it's a vowel consonant E word. So remember that E is going to make the vowel say its name. Let's tap it out. Ready? L, A, K. Lake. Let's tap it out again. L, A, K. Lake. Who can tell me how to mark the word lake? I want to see a friend who I haven't heard from yet. Diego, are you raising your hand?
Yep.
Diego, thank you always for doing your best to participate. What should I mark in the word lake?
L-A.
What's L-A?
Never mind.
Okay.
You should mark K-E.
Do I need to do anything to mark the K or just the E?
The E.
Just the E. And do you know how to mark this E?
Yes. No. I don't know.
That's okay. Would somebody like to help Diego out? We're right. We do need to mark the E. What should we do, Elliot?
We should cross out the E
Why should we cross it out?
because it doesn't make any sound.
It doesn't make any sound. So this is the word lake. When I say lake, I can hear the A. So that A is going to say its name, A, which means the E is silent. So we're going to scoop it to show it's a vowel consonant E, and we're going to cross out the E because it's silent. Let's look at the last word. Let's tap it out together. Ready? S, L, O, P, slope. Let's tap it out again. S, L, O, P, slope. You could say that there is a slope on the side of a mountain. It's where the mountain starts to go down like this. Okay, let's think about how to mark the word slope. What should we mark? Hugh, will you help us out? How should we mark the word slope?
You cross out the E
Why?
because it doesn't make a sound.
What else should we do?
You should also circle it. You should also make a scoop the word and put V/E.
Great. I'm going to scoop the word and write V-E so we remember it's a vowel, consonant, silent E word. Is there anything else we need to mark, Hugh?
You have to mark the SL
Why?
because it's a blend.
Because it is a blend. Excellent job, Hugh. So when we mark this word, we underline the SL blend. We scoop the word and say it's a vowel, -E, and we cross out the E because it's a silent sound. Nice job. Now that we're done with our message, let's say it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, check. And now it's time for us to do our calendar. So let's take a look at our calendar. Yesterday, we added the number 19 with a silent hand. What number will we add to the calendar today? Lena?
20.
20. So let's take a look at our calendar. Here's our calendar, just like in our classroom, and we can see that today is the number 20. So let's read our date together. Ready? Today is Wednesday, May 20th, 2020. Now let's look at our days in school. So you can see our days in school chart is on the wall, just like it is at our classroom. You can see that yesterday we were in school for 159 days. What's going to happen if we add a straw for today? Whose hand is this? I'm not sure who I just unmuted. Hold on one second. Who did I call on? Katerine, what's going to happen today?
Is a new bundle?
Yeah, we're going to make a new bundle. So we're going to add a straw to the ones, and then we'll have 10 ones. When we have 10 ones, we have to move it to the column where it says tens. So what will be our new number if we make a bundle today? Stephen.
160.
Excellent. So if we add a straw for today, we will have 6 tens, 0 ones. So that'll be 160 days of school. Now let's count by tens. Just like at school, our 10 frames are on the wall next to the calendar. So count with me as we go down. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160 days of school. That is many days in first grade. We only have a few more days left, so make sure you're working hard and doing your best for the last couple days of first grade. Now we are done with our calendar. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3, check. And now we're going to take a look at what we're doing on our computer today. So take a look. Let's think about what we're going to see on the computer. When you click on the computer, you should see it says week 9, and then today is Wednesday, so you're going to watch the videos under Wednesday. Yes, Diego?
Can't see it very good.
I'm going to click again so you can see it. So these are the videos you're going to watch on the computer today. You're going to listen to a book that you might have heard before. It's called The Kissing Hand, and it's about Chester the raccoon on his way to school. You probably read it at the beginning of kindergarten or at the beginning of first grade, but it's a good story that you get to listen to again. So you're going to listen to The Kissing Hand. In Cooking Words with Miss G today, you're going to have a new word of the day that is a vowel-e word, and you're going to practice tapping out some words that have the vowel-e spelling pattern. In math, you're going to start to learn about using your clock, not just to tell the time on the hour like we talked about in morning meeting, but to tell the time on the half hour. When 30 minutes are past the hour, we say it's half past. Or sometimes you say it's 2:30. So in 1 minute, when our clock says 10:30, then that means it's half past 10 or 10:30. And that means it's 30 more minutes until the next hour. So today in math, you're going to learn about telling time at the half hour. Okay? Ooh, it just turned 10:30, and I can see it says 10 and then a 30, which means it's 30 minutes past 10 o'clock, which is half past 10 or 10:30. So you have 3 videos to watch. Keep working hard to watch your videos. I'm super proud of the friends who I've seen on iReady and on Lexia. And I'm proud of friends like Takaya who sent me a picture of her awesome work in her math workbook. Keep working hard, and I will see you tomorrow. I miss you guys a lot. Let me stop sharing my screen so I can see you. Frank, what did you want to say?
I finally figured out how to show all of you guys' faces.
You can see everyone at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to say this morning? I thought I saw another hand. No? Okay, well, I'm super proud of you guys for coming to morning meeting, and I will see you. Yes, Diego?
Can I share something?
Not right this minute, Diego, because I have to go to another meeting, but maybe there can be another day where we bring something to share, okay?
Okay.
I know we're not at school, but just like when we're meeting on the computer, I have to meet Miss Lowther and Miss Jewald and Miss Flores on the computer sometimes too. And I have a meeting I need to talk to them about something important, okay? So I don't have time to share, but maybe another day. Thanks for asking, Diego. Does anybody else have any questions? Make sure you're working hard and doing your best. Yes, Katerine?
I am saying bye.
Oh, you're waving. I'm sorry. Okay. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow. Keep working hard. Thanks for coming to morning meeting. See you at 10 o'clock.
Bye.